Hello, this is Jordan off of the Too Many Words podcast, also known as Panda. This is just a brief disclaimer that the audio for Isaac didn't record, sadly. Sometimes flukes like this happen, you know how it goes. But most of his audio will just be coming from the various other microphones that we have. So, hope you enjoy. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Recording?
Yeah.
Are you recording? Voice memoing?
That's an affirmative.
Yeah.
Both I'm recording.
Okay.
Sick.
Good enough.
We love a clap.
Welcome to another episode of the Too Many Words podcast. I am your co-host, Isaac William Joseph, along with, wait a second, weighing in at
Why are you doing
412 pounds, standing at a staggering 5'11". Quieter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Standing at a
well. You don't have to whisper, but like it was like you were talking into my microphone.
11 inches. You may know him as Butch, Panda, and JVC. But to you guys, he's just Jordan. Give it up for Jordan.
Hello.
Nice. All right, and we have guests in studio today. We have
Two guests.
Yes, two guests for the first time ever of this podcast.
Well,
we have a dynamic duo, Tweedledee and Tweedledum. One looks like a fisherman, one swiped right on my sister yesterday on Tinder. You figure out what that will be.
what?
Eli and Dalton.
We can figure that out pretty quickly. Huh?
One's engaged, one's not.
Yeah. You're engaged again.
Again, yes. Oof.
Okay.
But we're good.
Okay.
We're good.
Okay.
Happy.
Before I get off the railings for this intro too hard, let me get back to my notes for the opener. Dalton, introduce yourself real quick.
Hi, I'm Dalton. I've been a friend of you guys for, I don't know, 2-3 years, something like that.
Pretty good.
Something like that.
We met at a party.
We did. That was a
Hosted by
terrible
a woman
party.
That
Is
segues
unspeakable.
into introducing this other guest.
I've been friends with Isaac for what now? 5 years?
I don't know.
It's
Longer
been-
than that, because you guys knew each
I
other.
was in high school. I was a junior in
Yeah.
high school when I met him.
Hey, what's your name?
Eli.
There you go.
Yeah.
I forget it sometimes.
Yeah.
But I've known Isaac for about 5 or so years. Met Jordan through him, more or less. And then, same with Dalton. Kind of met him about 2 years ago when he met the rest of us. And that was through someone that is unspeakable.
Unspeakable though.
He's better now.
Yeah.
I mean, we won't badmouth people and
Nah.
also say their names, but we can definitely badmouth people and not say their names.
That's why we're
If
not
you-
saying their name.
If
Yeah.
you're feeling like that.
Exactly.
That's why we're not saying their name.
Yeah, okay. All right, before we get any deeper into that, let me just go through some announcements. So, not much has changed other than the special doubleheader that we're going to do today.
Yes.
We're doing this thing called banking episodes. What that is known as is we're just recording 2 episodes in one day. Typically, a more professional podcast would do this before the first episode ever. But, you know, we're not that kind of podcast. We're better. These guys are the first of the 2 that we're going to record today. But confusingly, you guys are not going to be until the 8th of October.
Sick.
So you're the second episode that's going to come out of the 2 ones that we record today.
Yep. Just because it's harder to edit 2 cameras.
Yeah.
Yep.
We
That's
can
fair.
afford to do this because we're not like any sort of news podcast. The only sort of relatable news is just what Jordan and I have been up to. And, you know, if there's a 2-week delay on that, it's not really significant, you know? I mean, we haven't even addressed the Queen dying, and I guess that'll be freaking a month late when people hear that. So
Yeah, that's true. That did happen, didn't
not
it?
a news podcast, you know?
No, we're not.
I was in town, so I was here.
You killed her?
No, I was here.
Oh, that's your alibi.
Yeah.
That's your alibi.
No, I was just
You
making.
didn't kill
I was just making sure I put it out
Okay.
there. I was in Des
Okay.
Moines.
I do
was
want to
here.
say there is Pepsi Zero Sugar for anyone who wants.
Yeah.
Sick.
That's for to replenish the teeth and the lips and the mouth and
course.
tongue and stuff like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
what a good guest.
So, whoa, what is this?
Cheers, boys.
Stupid pop-ups on my computer.
As it is.
So, as previously mentioned a few times in previous episodes, we have an Instagram at Too Many Words Podcast. It's pretty simple to search up. This week,
I've been plugging that shit, just so you know.
I've been plugging it too. I don't know if that's considered cheating, but
No.
we got quite the spike from last week.
Did we?
Since we're doing, man, this episode's gonna come out the 8th.
Yeah.
Do we
So
just-
we'll just make the Instagram announcement on both episodes. That's what I'd say. we
Instagram
do.
announcement on both episodes?
Yeah.
Okay. I did
Before you
forget
do
to
that,
mention,
um,
today is
Yeah. Do that.
the 26th of September at 5:03 p.m. All right. Ooh, that's a nice crack. I hope the mic picked up on that.
ASMR now? Is that what
I
we're
like
That's why I
cracking
put
on
it
the
down
mic.
here.
But yeah, as of right now, we have 26 followers. 26 followers
Wow.
on Instagram.
We
Yeah.
went up almost
Ye-
10.
Yeah, maybe 10.
'Cause I remember-
16 or 17 last week.
I don't remember, but
But,
yeah.
if I don't name her first, she's never going to listen to the podcast again. But I did have a young lady say, "You better name me first on your freaking shout-outs." So I guess here it goes for the shout-outs. Let me get into this week's notes. Okay. Our new followers for this week at Bailey Waters. A crazy chick that I go to college with now. She's taking a science class that specializes in sex education, so I have been making fun of her quite often for that.
That's great.
And I call her sex doctor. At JP Bat Yahweh, which is my Aunt Jackie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Cool thing about that, my other aunt also followed the Instagram at jen.lingelbach.kicks. After that, we have at the writing escape at the_writing_escape, which is actually a small side hustle podcast, kind of like what we are. You know?
Really?
It's Nina Livingston's second Instagram.
Okay.
We also have another second Instagram. Oh my goodness, I forgot to do it. But Benny Boo, Mike's ex-girlfriend.
Really?
Yeah, it's mutual, so like they're all still friends and stuff. But she followed me on her main account and her Squishmallow account, which is at Squishmallow Therapy.
Okay.
If anybody
Love that.
is really into Squishmallows, go follow at Squishmallow Therapy. We also have at Dylan_2475. A little story about him. We became friends because he bullied my girlfriend after she didn't like Andrew Tate.
That's
And you
That's
became
funny as
friends.
Because
of that?
Let me explain before people think I'm a bad boyfriend.
No. This is a good story, actually.
No,
This
I'm
is
here
fun.
for it. I'm here for it. Let's
So-
dive in.
Hannah made a TikTok about, sometimes she'll post a TikTok of our text conversations without letting me know that's going to go on TikTok. So on her profile, you'll see me having very colorful language about Andrew Tate. I am not a big fan.
Not a
honestly.
big fan.
Not a big
That's
fan of
understandable.
Andrew Tate. We'll just
Yeah.
keep it at a minimal.
Oh, yeah, we'll keep it there.
Okay, but her video got a lot of views for the wrong reason.
Oh, great.
We had a lot of young men mocking her, mocking me, making a lot of assumptions that I was fat. I responded underneath them. I changed my profile picture on TikTok of me flexing just in case, you know what I'm
Hell
saying?
yeah.
As you should.
You know, it's a
It's a classic clap.
yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah.
I'm not petty, I promise. But one guy said that she was fat, I think. But it was super confusing because you know what his profile picture was?
Oh boy.
It was a thick Pearl the Whale drawing as a cheerleader. Hannah's almost built like this specific drawing. And that might sound misleading, saying that my girlfriend looks like a picture of a whale.
Well, no.
But in this specific drawing, it was a very voluptuous, sexy whale. Okay?
There you go.
Okay? I'm never going to tell my girlfriend, hey, you look like a sexy whale today. Who would?
Well, she is going to listen to this, probably.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Dude, she's awesome. But I addressed him. I noticed that his TikTok had his Snapchat. And I messaged him. And I didn't bully him or anything. I didn't slander him. I'm just like, what's up with the profile pic and you calling people fat, bro? And, he's like, oh, bro, I'm not even an Andrew Tate fan. I just think some of the things he says is funny. And, like, I wasn't making him submit to, like, agreeing with me on any Andrew Tate opinions. I was just trying to get something across my mind about, calling people fat on the internet because they disagree with you. But at some point in the conversation, he was like, you play Xbox? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, you want to play sometime? I'm like, freaking sure. So, we've played Rocket League a few times since then. And, it looks like he's a fan of the podcast. He followed the Instagram.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a short mini story in his listings, but I think it was a good story.
It's a good story, actually.
Took a turn I wasn't expecting.
So at a spooky.steven, I see him on my Instagram. He likes all my posts. I keep forgetting. I know he's from TikTok.
Really?
But I can't put an @ from TikTok into my mind. But he followed the podcast. And at LexiK_art, my cousin Lexi. And lastly, again, because I accidentally missed someone, at core_cat_, which is my other cousin. So a lot of my family supporting the freaking Instagram podcast. So, yeah, there's all that. Updates for the Scald Stone, not really. I guess this is just your reminder that go read my shit on the website, thescaldstone.com. Super accessible, like literally super accessible. Find it on anything linked to the Instagram, anything linked to my Facebook, anything linked to anything. If you find me anywhere on the internet, I promise it's there, okay? Just check it out. Anyways, since this is coming out on the 8th, I promise that my story of the one time I almost went to jail is on there by then. It should be.
What?
I wrote about the time I almost went to jail.
Oh, hell yeah. I have one of those,
Isn't that crazy?
I have a
There's a time
crazy
I almost
story
went
about
to jail,
that.
and Eli and Mason weren't even involved.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, that's why I'm like,
I was
alone.
alone. I was alone.
You were alone?
Yeah.
Oh, that's scary, bro. I had like 8
Mine was like 3 days ago.
Oof.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
because you own a Mustang and, some parts of Iowa, being a gay person is still illegal in their eyes. So,
Wow, forgot you hated Mustangs.
That's tough.
but we accept gay people. That's why you're on the show, Eli. It's fine.
That's why we love you. We still love you. It's fine.
I'm gonna kick you in the nuts.
I don't love you.
Out of sheer love.
I
heard
adore
that
you.
you broke your truck after one use or something.
Yeah, that was
Tell
I
us
had a
about
hand in that.
He
I had
was
a
one of the
hand in
main
that.
reasons because of that.
All right, elaborate on that.
Pretty much I bought a 95 F-150 that was built for pretty much just screwing around. And so that's what me, Dalton, and a few others did. We went out mudding, did as much stupid stuff as you can do with an old truck like that. And I'd say it was, maybe 30 minutes to an hour after screwing around, drifting it on corners, and just what other redneck crap you could
Stuff
think
that I
of.
would not do yet.
Gravel road corner that comes down from a big ass hill, so you could get a lot of speed going into it and had ditches on both sides. So if you go down off the road, you're just rolling.
You're done.
Yeah, it's just, casual redneck shit.
Oh, yeah.
It's fine.
But pretty much we did that drifting stuff for about, 30 minutes straight. We parked it, and it didn't turn back on fully. At all. It kind of just killed itself.
So you're saying that you can just
Also
give me the
threw
KC
all
lights?
of the oil out of it.
Have fun taking those off the frame.
I mean, if you allow me to try, and I get them for free, if I'm successful, then I'll definitely take that deal.
Oh,
I'll
man.
definitely.
I feel like there should be
weekend.
No, I feel like if you're gonna get them for free, there should be a time limit involved.
Time limit.
Yeah,
48 hours.
No, he
15
gives you
minutes
like he gives
I'll
you
give
like
you
3 hours.
of solid
Yeah,
work.
3 hours of solid work. Well,
But I want
first
you to
I want
understand.
pictures.
3
so I can
hours,
prep
no
properly.
sawzall.
No sawzall.
There's no possible way he's getting those off ever.
Interesting.
Just no salsa?
I
Ju-
need pictures of this situation.
No cutting it. How about that?
Okay, fine.
Man's gonna
You
try-
have to unscrew bolts to get them off.
That's impossible. It is literally welded into the frame.
Oh,
Oh,
So
then
it
you guys
is-
are just not fair.
Yeah,
well,
exactly.
I didn't know that.
These are like $4,000 bar and lights. So yeah,
But they're broken.
because I haven't had the money to fix it.
But they're broken.
Feeling the love.
If you don't have the value in putting money into it, why would I have the value in putting money into it, sir?
Well, it's maybe he.
Because they're unique. They're old.
They're unique in its broken ass faction.
Yeah.
Well, maybe
actually,
he does
yeah.
have the value of putting in money into it. He just doesn't have that money yet.
Yeah. Will you put money into it when you get the money for it?
Well, yeah, I'm going to completely refinish that truck
Oh, okay.
from the ground up.
What is it? What's
When
the
he
year?
has
What's
the
the
money
brand? What's the
for it,
stuff
I
on
work for
Ford F-150 is what he said.
1995 Ford F-150.
I had a 96 Ford Explorer.
Hmm?
I had a 96 Ford Explorer.
Those are fun.
That was my first car.
Those
So,
are
like-
fun.
My first car was a '98 Land Rover Discovery.
Man, you
Piece of
guys sound
shit.
cool. Mine was an 06 Saturn View.
Wait,
Yeah.
we're talking about first vehicles?
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
I guess.
my first
Call
car
this the
was
ADHD
my
podcast.
first truck, which was my first car, 1991 Ford F-150. Yeah, it broke down like every other day. It was terrifying.
There's more to the story about the breakdown.
Yeah.
That's how we got it back to my place.
Well, the thing was, when we started looking at it after it didn't turn on, we attempted to start the vehicle until about maybe 2 or 3 quarts of oil started spilling out of it.
Oh.
So, from what we saw when I replaced the filter and everything on that, the filter kind of just blew up.
Nice.
We hit it with enough rocks, it blew up. And so, doing that, we were like, okay, we have to tow this thing. So we took my buddy's old 99 Jeep, took some straps, and just towed it, maybe 5 miles?
Yeah, something like that.
And
2 miles on gravel, 3 miles on pavement.
it was the most ghetto thing you could possibly do.
I drove.
If you see what we did, it was, you wouldn't want to experience it. Because they were brake checking us while towing us. So
I
we
see your Snapchat stories. I might
It was
have
on.
seen
It
about
was
that
on
one.
your Snapchat.
I still
story.
have all the videos
Yeah.
of all of it.
Bro, it was so scary.
I watched.
I've never been as terrified as I have driving a car ever.
I mean, in the video, you hear this man screaming like a girl. Like, they brake check us, all you hear is,
Bro, your brakes are ass.
It's
on
a
that
95
truck.
F-150
And
that
it
was
didn't
sitting
have
on a
power
farm.
steering.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm fucking just yanking this
I
wheel
actually-
over.
I forgot which vehicle I had that problem in, but yeah, when you have no power steering, Jordan can actually speak on that too. Power steering, dude. That's
That's a
a
lovely
forearm
thing.
workout, baby
Yeah.
girl. Oh man.
Afterwards,
You take
feel
it
like
for
you can do
granted.
anything.
You take this for granted.
Yeah. Until you're starting to do this with all your body, yeah.
Yeah.
Electric power steering, stupid.
Agreed. Completely agreed.
Honestly, since we're on the topic of broken ass vehicles, that's actually a really good segue.
Yeah, that's,
I finally got my truck back from the shop. $5,000 later.
Yep.
$5,000, $337 later.
in some odd sense, but you know.
Jeez.
What did you do?
I didn't do anything. I got sleuthed in a sale that I don't really have the time to care about fixing. The social issue, at least. But you know, I see a 2004 Toyota Tacoma with less than 200,000 miles on it. I see me at 45 years old taking my ass anywhere I want for camping
Yeah?
in that said vehicle. So, you know, I just got the frame fixed. There was 2 cracks in the frame. There's only one place in Iowa, maybe even one place in the Midwest because of conversational details that I've had when I've been there. Shout out to Merrill Axle and Wheel.
Oh, yeah.
They offered to fix up my frame for the I don't know, modest price of $5,000.
That's actually cheap.
But
It wasn't a full frame replacement.
yeah.
That would have cost them about $10,000.
Yeah,
Oh,
10 grand
easily.
for the full frame. But
Basically a new car at that point, you know.
this truck is actually so mechanically sound. It is very quiet when it runs, and now that I got that fixed, I am just so happy to be the proud owner of this Toyota Tacoma, and we're gonna have a lot of fun in it. I might even take
V8?
it camping. What?
V8?
Yeah, it should be.
Should be?
Or a V6.
I don't think he really knows.
I've been so far away from this vehicle for so long.
It was gone for a month.
Yeah, it was gone.
Was it the one in the driveway?
Yeah.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, it's actually really.
I have my own theory about it. I think it was dropped onto a shitty frame so they could take a frame and put it on a vehicle they cared about,
That's a
because
Easily.
everything else in the truck is pristine, beautiful.
Yeah, that's
The
very
frame was just
Yeah,
completely
it's-
shit.
Kind of like you're staying.
It's
we,
amazing.
we don't talk about that situation.
I see some aftermarket cosmetic body parts on that
Yep.
thing. Tell us about it.
This past maybe 2 weeks, I added some
Shit show.
new wheels and tires, new headlights, added to the sound system, some louvers and all this because I thought it was sound. Now I'm having a misfire, and after a few days ago getting pulled over by 6 officers, I found out it was completely illegal.
Nice.
What about it?
So when I bought this off of a guy off Facebook, I bought it in Minnesota, at least 7 hours out from where we're at.
Yeah.
I didn't check. I was too blindsided by going, I'm getting a Mustang. The VIN is scratched off the engine block, the door, and the windshield.
That's sketchy as hell.
Yeah, but the thing is,
We found it.
there's a Minnesota plate, a little plate, maybe no bigger than half the size of a candy bar, on the door. So in Minnesota, it's legal. Iowa, I about went to jail a few days ago. Because they're like, we can't find any record of this thing. And I was like,
Cute.
awesome, great. Now I can't drive.
You also thought it was what, an 07 and it's really an what?
So I thought it was a 2005, and I'm still trying to figure this out, but I believe after they salvaged it, they replaced the computer system and did not rewire it to its new settings. So when I plugged it into the device to check the VIN and all that through the computer, it said it was a 2007. Yet I have the title and proof that it's a 2005. So it's kind of just a ticket on a bomb kind of situation where it's just going to be, if I drive it, very high likelihood I'll go to jail. So.
Well, glad you're here, buddy. So you can go fishing with us this weekend.
Yes,
So what can you do to fix that other than, sell the car?
I can't even legally sell the car. Because if it was stolen, that means I bought stolen property and that would be against me.
Okay.
Well, think about
So,
it.
only situation is I have to part it out piece by piece the best I
Oh, that's
can.
what I was gonna say.
Or take it to Shady's.
Or I have to go all the way back 9 hours somewhere in Minnesota to the salvage yard to find out if they have that information from before they salvaged it, just to see if I can get the original VIN and previous information. If I can't, there's either I register it in Minnesota and then sell it in Minnesota, or I have to just rip it piece by piece and sell what I can. But besides that, there's not much else I
Or
can do.
you could go the other direction.
Which is?
Blow it up.
People buy anything in Mexico.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, you're not wrong, but the chance of me getting there safe at all is like 0 to just 0. There's no chance.
No chance.
Especially at the border.
I was gonna say,
Well, then have a Mexican
you think you
buy
can
it
cross the
online,
border?
and he jumps the border and comes and gets it.
Let's just make this a legal situation that more illegal, huh?
Yeah.
A Mustang with Minnesota plates trying to cross the Mexican border with no VIN that's usually visible if you just look at the windshield.
It's gone. There's nothing.
That
You think a
reminds
border patrol agent isn't going to see that?
Well, he just said the buyer could jump the wall and come here.
There's sections of fence that are either 1 foot tall or just non-existent.
My VIN number on the windshield is bent to shit from the accident my car was in before I bought it.
Oof.
And I guess they kind of forgot to fix it. But like you said, there's multiple places to find the VIN, so
Yep.
I ain't got to worry about that. But yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That's why I'm getting a new vehicle.
That reminds me of a story that my dad had when he worked for CarQuest. He is a prolific trucker. He's had many different trucking jobs, so he's got many different trucking stories. He used to drive into Illinois, working overnights, delivering parts to CarQuest locations. He always implemented this stop at 7-Eleven in Illinois. There's not a lot of 7-Elevens.
Not anymore.
Not around here, at least.
Not around here in Iowa, but
We saw a bunch of them on our New York trip.
oh yeah. But
Every
yeah,
corner or something.
so he stopped at this 7-Eleven and there was a cop at the gas station there too. And they're in the store, you know, the cop's actually trying to make small talk at 3 a.m. in the morning.
It's nothing better to do.
And he's like, hey, what you got back there? My dad thinks he's a comedian, because he is. He's like, Mexicans. My dad just told a cop that he's taking Mexicans around the Midwest in the back of his truck.
Oh.
The cop made him open up the back of the truck. And then he shuts it and he's like, you can leave. And my dad's like, you think I would actually tell you I had Mexicans in the back of my truck if I had Mexicans in the back of my truck?
Yeah. That sounds like your dad.
Oh, man. But, let's see.
Oh,
Something I forgot to ask you guys near the beginning of the podcast. Something I want to ask every one of our guests. I think asking this question gives an idea of how you guys think a podcast should be commentated, or how it should go. What are some of the podcasts that you guys like to listen to, or if you do at all?
I've been on a weird, impulsive binge.
Yeah?
It's weird. I've never been a big Logan Paul fan at all. Like, at all.
Everyone keeps saying that,
man.
I'm in that same exact boat with
But
them.
it's a really good podcast.
It is a good podcast.
He's a good interviewer.
You're the third person that we've asked that question to. Who is
That and the Misfits
Yeah.
podcast I listen to.
The
Misfits podcast.
Yeah,
That
that's
just
just
makes
normal, but
But I agree with you on that impulsive. Like,
Yeah.
for some reason, it actually is really intriguing.
especially the influencer ones that he does. When he had Markiplier on,
Yeah.
an amazing episode. If you haven't watched that, that's the only one that I would outwardly recommend to somebody who's like, "Oh, I fucking hate Logan Paul," or just not fans. I would be like, well, if you're a fan of Markiplier, go
Yeah,
for it.
something I actually wanted to mention after listening to episode 5, 2 episodes ago. I would throw Logan Paul in that mix of people who inspire me. I would honestly have like a huge laundry list of people who inspire me in different ways and how I carry myself. But Logan Paul definitely fits under that networking connections kind of men of many hats kind of group, along with Joe Rogan and Pat McAfee. Logan Paul is living an amazing life.
The rebound that he had
Yeah.
is unlike
People
anything
coming back from
anybody's
cancellations, dude.
Especially.
Well,
stuff
not
like
even
that.
just coming back, but actually growing as a person.
Oh, yeah.
Like, actually becoming better
I mean-
instead of just apologizing, fucking off for 2 months, and then being like, hey, I'm back.
Yeah. Yeah. Logan's awesome.
He owns his own business now that's competing Gatorade and all these other
Yeah.
giant companies.
It's not
Prime.
bad. I tried it. It's not bad.
Yeah.
Armin loves Prime.
Oh shit, that's what?
That's Logan
Prime?
Paul's
I did
favorite.
Logan
not
Paul,
know that.
Yeah, Logan
Yeah.
Paul
Yeah.
and KSI.
Hy-Vee's pushing the shit out of Prime.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
I
are.
know.
I think that's okay.
No, they're pushing it, but the thing is, after they released it in the UK, it blew up. Like, millions upon millions. They were like, what the hell?
Nobody could keep it in stores.
No, it would be sold out a day or two.
And you guys, that reminds me of, you guys know G Fuel, right?
Yeah.
Gamer Subs is their
yeah.
best or number one competitor. Jay Schlatt, the YouTuber, he bought Gamer Subs.
Yeah.
That's just, for me, I was like, what?
Yeah, he's also a part owner of OTK now as well.
yeah, that is true.
Yeah, he's making some money moves.
He's making real business moves.
Also, that big ass fucking bronze gorilla.
the nut monkey, that's what I call it.
The nut monkey, yeah.
Yeah, he's just hanging
Bro,
with his nuts out.
have you never seen a picture of the nut monkey?
I'll
No.
pull it up right
Oh
now.
my
I've
goodness!
never
It's
heard
this.
of this nut
It's this
No.
giant, like what,
Are we
2-ton
boomers?
bronze
No, we're
casted
just
statue of a monkey
That's
Or like
a
a,
room.
Yeah.
it's like an 8. He's laying down, like, paint me French girl style. But there's just giant fucking balls on it. Just giant balls. Just out. And, like, you rub them. Because
What?
that's like,
You rub them?
yeah,
You
because
rub them.
that's the artist's choosing.
It's like a Buddha.
Oh,
Yeah.
you aren't kidding.
No, I was being serious.
He bought 4 of these.
Yeah.
What?
He bought 2 that are like paperweights. One that's like 40 pounds, and then one that is
He bought
giant.
the real giant
I
one.
see why we
Yeah.
haven't known about it. What the hell?
He spent like what, 200K total on it or something.
What?
I
Yeah.
should have known about it earlier.
He sold merch just for that.
For Nut Monkey.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and he made it in like a week and a half after he was like, "Hey, I'm launching this campaign literally just to pay for the statue. Don't buy these shirts. It's literally just going for the statue." And he sold out in like a week and a half.
That's...
People wanted him to have it.
Wow. Jordan,
What?
we're 30 minutes into the podcast.
Are we?
I debated advertising this with guests because it's supposed to be super secret. It's the reason why it's embedded in the middle of the episode, so people
Oh,
can actually
I thought we were
listen to
only
the
going to do
episode.
that in one episode.
You also didn't
What?
tell us.
I thought we were
anything.
only going to be doing
Yeah,
that in the one episode.
No,
into this
I think
blind.
we gotta consistently do this.
Have we gotten any emails yet?
No, not that I've noticed. I checked
Emails?
yesterday.
Email.
I mean, if I got any today,
What is this?
I'll elaborate, fellas.
Is this
What
becoming
is
an
this?
OnlyFans?
We are doing a T-shirt giveaway for the podcast.
Ooh.
First 10 people to email us, as mentioned in episode 5.
You wanna send
probably
me-
episode 6?
You want to send me a picture of the T-shirt? I'll pull it up on the iPad so I can show them.
Send you a picture of the T-shirt.
Yeah.
Okay. Jordan,
What's the
explain
email?
Triple Crown while I'm looking for these photos.
What am I sending? What am I
so
sending this email?
triple. So you'll be sending it to.
I'm just kidding.
What was it? It's the Too Many Words, right? Not Scaldstone Productions.
Yeah, too many words.
So you'll
at
send it to Too Many Words
gmail.com.
Podcast at gmail.com.
Is it Too Many Words podcast or
Yeah,
Too Many Words Podcast at gmail.com.
Okay.
And then
Damn.
synced up?
I don't remember your parameters for the email.
Triple Crown is you're following us on
I was gonna get to
Instagram.
that part.
I need to get
You
inside
are
again.
following
me
us
too.
on Spotify. You are subscribed to us on YouTube. What were you trying to get to?
No, like what we need to have an email. I don't remember that.
Yeah,
I
you-
was gonna explain the Triple Crown thing, but then you did.
Oh, sorry. Explain everything else.
I don't know what it is.
Oh,
That's what I'm
sorry.
trying to say.
What do you mean you don't know what it is? Like you don't know what the T-shirt is? Or-
No, I don't know what they should put in the email.
Oh yeah. The email should contain 3 screenshots, one of each of those, to prove that you have followed us on Spotify, followed us on Instagram, and subscribed to us on YouTube. Okay, so the email should contain 3 images. Your name, your size, your preferred gender fit, and we have to get it to you. So a
Mailing address.
mailing address, which could be your personal address. Okay, we won't tell anybody. I promise.
Down the street.
Yeah. I'm gonna send a picture of what the T-shirt should look like
Send it to me on messages.
on like text messages.
Yes.
Okay. Jordan, say something funny.
So the T-shirt is black.
That's not funny.
That's funny to the wrong crowd. I do not associate with that joke.
Sorry, I'm taking way too long to find this picture.
Isaac, you mentioned Spotify. Fun fact:
What's up?
my fiance has a song on Spotify.
You're
That is
dating
true.
Ramona?
No.
I'm not interested.
Oh,
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Shout out her song or whatever.
It's called.
Plug her ass.
It's called Note to Self.
Note to self.
Her stage name is Cressida Daveron. I'm not really sure how to spell that,
Oh.
but just look up
You
Note
wanna-
to Self. It's like an aquarium background for the album picture.
that's
So
clean.
yeah,
I like that.
I'm a little biased, but I think her music's nice. So
Send me the link sometime, bro.
hell yeah.
We'll play it on the podcast.
So, for the people listening on Spotify, the T-shirt will have the Too Many Words logo on the back, and on the front side breast, we'll have the words Triple Crown and
The mascot.
our mascot, which is the Alpha Mist, as said in previous episodes. The Alpha Mist is one with nature. He's a mixture of Cthulhu and Cernunnos. Both of them are gods, fictional gods, with goat horns and deer antlers and octopus tentacles out of its beard.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's supposed to be a symbol of my creativity. It's going to be the mothership for all of my projects, like podcasts and stuff like that.
Too bad Eli doesn't know anything about a beard.
You're lucky I shaved like 3 days ago. I get ID'd now.
You're a boy. Look at all these men are like this boy.
I shouldn't have shaved.
This is a weird porn genre.
Whoa! Wait.
Yes, we can say the word porn in this freaking podcast.
No, it's not even that. It's the fact you were staring me at very intently when you said that.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Okay, so-
what's Jordan doing? Oh,
We have some
snap.
snack. We have some Fuego Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Fuego, cinnamon
No, I'm
toast
okay.
crunch.
Thank you, though.
What? I thought you were grabbing the bleach for a minute.
That reminds me, I'm gonna have to
Tastes like Fireball.
I'm gonna have to eat the one chip later with Simon. I'm not actually looking forward to that at all.
Yeah, so I don't know if you guys have actually watched or listened to our previous
They haven't.
episodes.
They're not fans. They don't even know the
Hey,
close.
that's alright. It doesn't matter.
I
They're
didn't
here
for the
today.
sheer reason I wanted to go into this blind.
Okay.
I was
What's
going
the
to.
closer, guys?
I was just with Eli.
Yeah. I don't expect anything from you or you actually.
Ouch!
It's fine though. Yep.
I
We're
am
all
subscribed to
just,
your YouTube,
we're,
actually.
we're just playing.
Really?
Obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I listened to a little bit of the first one.
I wanted to go in completely blind.
Yeah,
so.
fun fact, because of the Facebook page that I made for Skullstone Productions, our YouTube has been that much more accessible. Once you find our Facebook, Skullstone Productions, the button is right there to find our YouTube. And
Okay,
that's
nice.
pretty cool. You know.
Nice. I say, in episode 4, right? Isaac tried doing the one chip challenge, I guess.
I
Tried, it's
didn't
not the
even
right
attempt
word,
it.
but like,
So I went in there with the headspace of, I'm going to take a few bites while I'm talking about sports, and that'll
Yeah.
get the non-sports fans over while
I've
I'm
seen you
talking
eat
about
this
sports.
chip. I've seen you eat this chip before in my apartment.
okay,
I'm
so
surprised.
that one was different though. That was the 2020
Yeah, I was gonna say,
edition.
it
This is
ramps
the
up every
2022
year.
edition. They did ramp
Makes
up
your
the
thumb bleed.
they ramped up the heat a little bit with the 2021 edition, so it has the same heat recipe,
Okay.
but they added a fuck ton of blue dye.
I've seen it.
It's been all over TikTok and also everything, honestly. I mean, yeah. So we bought a second one because Isaac was like, he didn't feel like he gave it a good enough go. He's gonna eat the whole chip in
Now,
one
I'm gonna-
sitting and like.
I've
Yeah.
never even attempted the legitimate challenge. The legitimate challenge is eating the whole chip and then not drinking or
I was gonna
eating
say.
anything for a
Or
solid
throwing up.
hour. Or throwing up for a solid hour. I don't think that's going to be in the cards for me though. I've never really thrown up because of heat, but
No drinking though. That's what's gonna kill.
yeah,
you.
that'll be
For
different.
an hour.
I've never even tried this, but
We gotta start that when we start the podcast.
So-
yeah.
You have to start the
For the
podcast
whole
with a
duration
chip
of the
crunch.
podcast. Maybe
That's a
that
great idea.
episode
No.
ends with me just jumping into a gallon of milk or something like
What
that.
you need
know?
to do, beginning episode, before you say anything, is just the biggest chip crunch.
Oh yeah.
And then you
Like a
introduce
ASMR
as it started to kick your
salad.
ass. Yeah.
And then you just have to do the whole podcast.
Yep. Actually, that's perfect timing. Yeah.
Yeah. Then you can end the podcast with your milk.
All right. So by the time people
We don't have any.
Oh.
yeah, by the time people hear this episode specifically on October 8th, Eli and I will be 1 week removed from a annual fishing trip.
Yep.
Give us the small explanation of what this will be, Eli.
Best way to explain it is pretty much just me and Isaac, and a group of men from our church, pretty much just go out, take 3-4 days, just completely back to nature. We go out, I don't even know exact location.
Decorah, Iowa.
That's
4.5
where
hours
Trout fishing?
northeast. Yes, trout fishing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Yeah, baby.
is straight up
You got the
3
right
to
hat
4
for it right
days
now, though.
of just enjoying each
Gotta
other's
pull in
time.
my car.
Like, we don't have cell phone service out there, which is amazing.
Yep.
You just have you and the people around you and the things that you bring to make the time worth it. So it's fishing in the morning, fishing at night, fishing pretty much anytime we have free time.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's also a day we go out shooting for a few hours. Let's hope we don't get rained out this time, though.
Yeah.
'Cause that kind of ended real short last year. But it's just going out there, enjoying each other's time, pretty much getting to know each other that much more, and kind of putting all the conversations we have at small group into more of a realistic setting where it's like, you obviously go to church intending to read the Bible and talk about God. With this, it's sitting around a campfire,
Fellowship.
9 or 10 at night, just
More of the
enjoying
community
each other's
part.
time.
Mhm.
Yep, exactly.
As Gary always says, it's man card renewal
Yep,
Well,
for
you're
that
right.
trip.
yep.
And I guess for a solid year, Mason's not going to be a man. Jordan's not been a man for 3 years in a row.
Yeah, Jordan.
Because he
you weren't
works
there.
for the freaking evil empire.
Hey,
Of
don't
his
you talk
grandparents.
Don't you talk about my family that way.
And guess
I do.
what?
Yeah,
I do too.
Yeah, they're both my bitches. Mm-hmm. I own both of you.
I'll be there Saturday night.
You'll be there Saturday?
Saturday night.
Oh, okay.
I was never invited.
I mean, honestly, talk to Eli. Maybe we can make something happen.
You gotta take off.
You
A
gotta
few
take off
days
Thursday,
or-
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday this week. If you
I
want.
have Thursday off.
So
Cool, you can help us set up
I mean-
camp and then leave.
And then I think I
You
have
don't have
Saturday
to
or
be there
Sunday
the
off.
entire
Yeah,
time.
I think I have Saturday or Sunday off, but I also don't have a
Honestly,
trout
though,
license.
I
So
think it's far enough for you to need to be there the
Yeah.
whole time. Because, like,
It's-
dude, that's almost 9 hours of travel.
yeah,
I'm not paying that in gas for just a day or two.
yeah.
I love fishing. I love camping.
It's straight up just guys.
It's not a
being,
day trip.
It's just guys being dudes, fishing and shooting guns.
Yeah.
I mean,
I do that. I do something similar with my family most years. We go up into Quantico Provincial, just
Where's that?
north of the Boundary Waters, straight north of Ely, Minnesota.
Oh, okay.
We go out there for a week, 6 nights, 7 days.
Dang.
No satellite phone, no way to communicate. Canoe, all of your food, all of your
Yep.
gear. I mean, if you don't get to your next campsite before sundown,
you're screwed.
You're camping where you're at.
you're camping where you're at, which is not great because there's bear, there's moose, there's beavers, which are fucking.
Those things are
Terrifying.
Aggressive. Those things are
Honestly, I've
aggressive.
never
I was
seen a beaver in
with-
person.
I was with one of our, not mutual friend, but a mutual acquaintance
Will.
one time.
I'm
Yeah.
assuming, yep.
We went up there and we were going over beaver dams in our canoe one day. We were just day tripping out, doing some fishing. Sometimes when you get off of the portages, which is where you pick up your canoe and travel from lake to lake, sometimes there's beaver dams. You just kind of go right over them. The Kevlar canoe slides right over it. Doesn't damage it much, if anything. So it's usually not that big of a deal.
Much.
We have to go over a series of like 5 or 6 of them to get to this big ass lake that's supposed to be like one of the best fishing lakes in that area.
Mm.
We get over this, it's like the second or third one, and I'm in the back of the canoe. I look down and I'm like, oh shit, that's a big ass pike. Like, because I thought it was a northern pike. And then it slaps the side of the canoe right next to me with its tail. And I have never paddled faster in my entire life. I've been 20 foot from a moose in a canoe.
That's terrifying.
It is
Those things
terrifying.
are
Because we were in 6 foot of water, and its torso wasn't touching the water.
Oh,
Oh, man. Dude, moose. Genuinely, something that you
Meese.
will not be terrified of until you see it in person. Those
yeah.
things are
It's
giant.
they are
tarantulas, bro.
unreasonably
Yeah.
big.
Are you kidding?
They are unreasonably big. It's
Like,
the last
they're
of
also-
the megafauna in
Mhm.
North America.
Goofy as shit.
I mean, you look at them
Really?
on photos
Oh,
and
yeah.
videos and such, and you're like, oh, that's cute, because you think of a deer. Second you see that thing in person, you're like, oh, good to
Yeah,
God.
I stand next to a full-grown, a cow, which is smaller than cow as in a female moose. I stand next to that. My head comes up to like the top of their back.
If.
I'm 5'10". Like,
A moose could not fit in this room.
no. Especially with antlers, they can be up to like 13, 14 foot tall.
Yeah. Dude, those are.
Now imagine that thing running at you, antlers down. You're just sitting there like, well, I'm dead. Like, there's nothing
This is
you
it.
can do.
Thanks, God. I had a good life.
That's why
This is a beautiful
when
sight,
people
just not
hit
coming at
them
me.
with their cars, it's like a 90% mortality rate for the people because the car slides right under them and their torso hits right at the windshield and just decapitates everybody in the fucking car.
That is just
Mace.
top 10
It's terrifying.
for animals that I'm terrified
Yes.
of. Easily.
Yes. Moose, beaver.
But they are.
Yeah.
Very comparable.
Oh man.
I'd still take a beaver over like the spider I saw in Dominican any day. Those things are
Bro.
scary.
Speaking of weird exotic animals, I've been to Ghana. When we were there, we went to like this state park. Kind of, I'm not really sure what it was called, but it was our equivalent of a state park. And they have giant millipedes there.
Ugh.
Oh.
Ugh.
And I've always been
Yeah.
a big fan of millipedes. I hate centipedes, love millipedes because I know they can't, do anything, and it's just kind of fun to pick them up. And when you can hold one like this, it's
many
kind of
legs.
cool. So I pick one up, and I'm like just looking at it, and then I look over at our tour guide. He goes, "Put that down. They're poisonous over there."
Really?
Yes, it could have bit me, and I could have died. And I was just
my God.
holding
You're
it.
sitting there like,
I was just playing with it, just like doing one of those.
It liked you.
well, he's not dead,
You
so.
could have weaponized it, dude.
It was also the same day we got to
you.
play in a waterfall
Just
with
slap
a bunch of
someone with a
local kids. It
millipede.
was a lot of fun. That was a fun trip.
Never been out of America.
You should try some
Me
things.
It's
It's a lot of
go
fun.
to the Dominican Republic, you'll be scared of the flies.
I've been out of America legally and illegally. Fun fact.
Canada or Mexico?
Canada.
Okay.
Sometimes I tend
It's
to forget
really
my
easy to
passport,
do Canada,
so
though.
we just,
I mean,
well, the way we go through customs on our way into Canada on that canoe trip is we literally canoe to a lodge. That's just in the middle of bumfuck Canada. And we just walk in and say, "Hey, we're coming
Wait, what
in."
part of Canada?
Bumfuck.
I
bumfuck.
think I've been there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I lied.
There's
I've
also
been outside of America.
There's a lot of bumfuck Iowa. So
Oh, yeah.
it's pretty similar, just nobody. And it's literally just this one person who lives in this lodge for a year. They're stationed there for a year. It's like Firewatch. And they stay there year round, and all they do is stamp your passport. And you have to walk up this giant hill to get there. They can't see where our canoes are. They can't go through our stuff. We're not supposed to bring booze. We're not supposed to bring, a bunch of things.
Not supposed to,
But they don't
But
check.
you do.
The only thing we've brought that we were not supposed to is booze. We don't bring live bait because we're
As a
supposed to
true
use
American.
live bait.
See, they just encourage you guys to be honest, and you guys.
Well,
should
yeah.
never do that.
Well, it's
I mean,
Canada.
Americans.
But
Those are
here's the thing.
Canadians.
We
Us?
never
Us?
tell the
Isaac.
U.S. that we leave.
Your microphone's not plugged in.
Really?
That's a
Yes.
shame.
Uh
Why didn't you plug it in?
Oh boy.
oh. I thought it was.
Oh gosh.
That's fine though. Honestly, we might pick up something on the computer.
Or even my phone.
You will, but it's gonna sound like ass.
It's all right.
He's been talking loud enough that
I'll be
that
prepared
picks
for
up sometimes.
sign.
So
Well,
Well,
now we have it.
I'd say if you want to stop it, plug it in and then redo it.
Say something funny.
Isaac's an
face.
idiot. I'm just kidding. You're not an idiot.
No, that was funny.
You're just.
Okay.
And he's back.
Change your privacy settings to access microphone. What the hell? My audio might not be in this entire episode.
I don't know if it even still works, so I'm gonna actually.
Yeah,
I mean,
go ahead
he's
and
right
check.
beside me, so it's a very high likelihood.
yeah, it's not.
Eli, tell a really long bad joke.
There's obviously gonna be some.
I could tell the story about how I almost got arrested
Go ahead.
for
I was just
being
gonna say your
a
sex
coke
life, but-
dealer.
That's a short bad
It's a
joke.
fun story. I used to run cross country in high school, so I was 15, 16. I had just transferred to Roosevelt.
Ooh.
And I was running up the steps in this park called Greenwood Park, It's over by the Art Center in Des Moines.
Greenwood.
And I have my headphones in, listening to music while I run, and I see this cop, like, spotlight on me from behind me. And so I turn around and I take my headphones out, and when I turn around, there's 2 police officers, guns
It's okay.
drawn,
It'll be fine.
looking right at
Picked
me.
up on someone's mic.
Well, no, you did. We're going to hear you. It's just not going to sound good.
Yeah, it's gonna be very far.
Long story short, they thought I was a coke dealer who had just sold to an undercover and ran. And I fit the description. So I got all the way downtown, they fingerprinted me, and found out, oh, you're not that person. I'm like, no, I'm 15. Take me the fuck home. And so the cop got to take me home. And this was at like 2 a.m. So I run at night because it was, it was cooler in the summer, so...
Yeah.
Something that a guy from Bible study always told Mason.
Oh boy.
Nothing good ever happens after 11 o'clock.
I thought it was going to be midnight.
Nope, after 11 o'clock.
My dad always said midnight.
Yeah, midnight's one I heard a lot.
I mean, maybe Kevin changed it to 11 o'clock once he got old, but yeah.
Maybe it's a church additive.
Yeah. But, let's see.
Well, I mean, that
now
does come
that-
true. Nothing good comes after 11. I remember the one time me and you left your place at 11, your tire blew up on the interstate.
That's true, yeah.
That was a experience and a half.
Yeah, we were trying to go to
Fong's.
Fong's Pizza.
We were
I
trying
left my place at like 9:45 last night, and I still got pulled over.
That's
Well,
just Iowa.
That's not a bad thing. Maybe
That's
I
not
didn't
the
get a
worst.
ticket though, so
But
that's
here's the
nice.
thing. That's not the worst thing. Me and him could have died. And we had this full car full of people.
Oh, I know how it feels to almost die in a car. That's why I have a new shiny black one.
Well, now that I had to restart my video, I have no clue how far along we are in this episode.
We were about, I was
Jordan,
going to say,
what-
45.
I have 52 minutes on my recording.
52?
I'm at 51, so and I saw yours start a little later than ours,
Alright,
so I
so
think
when
you're
mine
at
hits
48.
10 minutes, I'll start doing the wrap up. But,
Sick.
this has really turned in like a real man's man episode. We
A
talk
bro
about
sesh.
cars, and shooting, and fishing, and camping.
Being
and-
arrested multiple times,
Yeah,
stuff like that, you know,
honestly.
as a true man
I've
does.
only been in one padded cell. It's fine. I was 9. It's fine.
What? Wait,
Oh, man.
My grandpa used.
we're good.
My grandpa used to deliver for a pharmacy, and so he would take like prescriptions from the pharmacy to the Marion County Jail.
Yeah.
And so I would go with him on those runs sometimes. So I would go on drug runs with my grandpa and to the jail. And yeah, I just got a tour one time, and the warden was like, "Yeah, this is our padded cell," and then he shut the door. And I was in there for like a solid 10 minutes.
Just sitting there like, oh god.
I was just like, I mean, before I realized it was locked, it was fun. About 6-7 minutes in, I started banging on the door.
Let me out.
Then I got a cookie, so it was all fine.
Let me in. Let me in.
Let me out.
Nah, it's like that video of the monkey just on the door.
No bars.
Oh.
Padded.
Just flailing your body.
You get more sound. You
Yeah,
get
just like
more
that.
sound out of an open palm than a fist on a padded itself.
Well, yeah. More space than.
Isaac,
Yeah.
did I tell the story of how I indirectly caused the city of Dallas Center to burn down one of the oldest buildings in the city?
I've never even heard that story.
Explain. Because I'm intrigued.
Okay, yeah, wait, this is... Actually,
This
no.
must be your best story. You're
No.
boring as hell.
Save it for the next
Save
one.
it.
I'm going to save it for the next episode because it involves time.
Okay, great. Yeah.
Well,
If
the
that doesn't
previous
pull them in-
episode.
They'll hear it a week ago.
How about
Yeah.
this? How about
yeah,
I'll tell you this. Give us a tidbit. Make it
A
a
interesting.
teaser, if you
Yeah.
would.
Dallas Center used to have a lot of stray cats. I followed them once.
And then a burning built
And that's
down.
all you get.
Yeah, a burning built down. Hey, it might
I
be,
mean, I'm intrigued to listen to how
It
this
might be a
goes
short
through.
trailer for people to go back on an episode if they have only listened to this one. So far.
Hey, real quick, did you say a burning
A
built
burning built
down?
down, yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
Built downwards.
Okay.
A burning meltdown.
I thought I had a
I
stroke.
disconnect.
No, we're good.
All right. Are we far enough into the episode for me to do some anchor stats?
Yes. Actually, I think this is the perfect time for it.
Perfect. All right. Since we're doing a doubleheader today on this Monday,
We'll just repeat it.
this will be the stats that you've heard for the second time for the second week in a row, which is just fine. Okay, things will change by episode.
It means in the next episode that you hear after the recording of this, like after you hear this one, the stats are going to be even better.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah.
On the up and up.
Anyways, so we, as a podcast, recently. Oh shoot! See, this is great about how this episode is gonna be 2 more weeks in advance because I just remembered we became more accessible.
Yeah.
We are not only on Spotify, YouTube, and Instagram, and TikTok, and Facebook, and all the social media jazz. But as for podcast distribution, we're also on Google Podcasts and Apple Podcasts.
Damn.
And yeah, it's actually really neat to take a look at the statistics changing because of that. As a podcast, we have 84 total plays. So in a solid like 10 per week we're getting. 84 plays total.
That's almost actually 20 per week.
Because you have
Yeah. Take a look. Plays per episode, 17.
Yeah.
Audience size has gone from 13 to 15. Obviously, I'm boosting the stats when it comes to plays then because I love listening to this podcast.
He'll listen to the podcast bare minimum twice, just himself.
Yeah, by
Honestly.
the time each episode airs, I will have at least listened to them 2 times before it comes out publicly.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, then that doesn't count.
Yeah, I was
It
gonna
doesn't
say,
count.
but it
I
doesn't.
mean, if you watch it before
only
it's public,
counts
it won't count as
publicly.
a...
Yeah.
Honestly, I think it's really good because it's almost like I'm critiquing myself and
Oh,
yourself to see if everything's all right. There's been times where I'm like, yo, Jordan's way too loud or I'm way too quiet and, you
Or
know,
no
that
mic.
got fixed before it went public. And
He got angry at me last night.
I did not get angry.
You got angry at me last night?
Does one of you need a hug?
I was never mad at him. It's just, you know.
He brought up something that I did last week that he should have brought up to me, whatever. I guess.
2 episodes ago.
See, fights already. Are you guys okay?
No. I advertised in the first episode that we would fight from time to time. If you were
Yes.
a fan, you'd know that. Though.
Ouch!
That's
Hey,
alright.
Here before the top 100, though.
This is true.
Yeah, you have 2 years to get there. 100 episodes.
Oh, I was
of the
saying 100
podcast.
people.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah.
When I say you're in that first
I mean,
100,
you definitely are not in the first 25, sir. But yeah, sure.
It's alright. It's alright.
You
It's
can
alright.
definitely be in the top 10 for YouTube, though.
Ooh.
And probably the top 10 for... no, top 20 for Spotify.
Well, you know, after me and Dalton are here,
And top 600 for the TikTok.
keep in mind, once me and
It's number
Dalton,
3.
once this episode comes out, you guys will boost.
It was your third
Alright,
YouTube.
yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
I would
I'll
assume
hold you to
after
that,
you
too.
two.
But, see, since, for Anchor Stats, since it's been distributed, the audience percentages have fluctuated from here and there. Not a whole lot. Spotify, being the original distributor, still at a 92% for people who find this podcast through podcast-specific apps, excluding YouTube. But on Apple Podcasts, 4% of our audience, it's probably my grandparents. Let's be really honest. And then another 4% on other. So, yeah. Where is... Oh, I guess that's only accessible on the phone. Huh?
Alright.
Oh, there we go.
Oh.
We have a predominantly male audience. 72% of our audience is male, which is actually a little bit lower than I thought.
Well, just gonna jump right back up after this
20,
episode.
yeah. 26% female, 1% not specified. That's my dog.
Why'd you point at me?
Our highest percentage audience in age group is 28 to 34. Don't come in here yet! Sorry, that was last week's guest. What a fucking idiot. Yeah, Yeah, you get it. But you know what? Let's wrap this thing up, right?
I see what you. I'm slow.
Okay, let's start with Dalton.
What?
Who or what do you want to make this podcast episode out to?
I think it would be inappropriate if I didn't say my wonderful fiance.
Hell yeah!
I don't
Good
know.
answer.
I don't know.
Shout out that song and Spotify name.
It's called Note to Self by Cressida Daveron. It's her stage name. It's not a real name. Don't try to Google her.
Alright.
Yeah, that's
Cool.
That's all.
Beautiful.
Eli, what about you? Who you make this episode out to?
Shit.
Your Ford Mustang.
Dude. Honestly,
You can make it.
Darren.
Hey,
Darren?
hey.
I'd say out to Darren.
Dad.
Sweet.
Hey, that was who I made that episode out to.
Darren,
So
There you go.
Darren leads the votes in podcast episodes dedicated to it.
There
I
you
guess.
go.
last week I made
Now,
it.
Darren, if your ass does not watch this or listen to this episode, I'm coming for you.
I mean, nobody knows the closer, so yeah, he won't get this part.
Ouch.
Jordan, who or what do you want to make this episode?
See, last week I made the episode out to Skip and Sal's, which is an inside joke for people who skip,
Specifically
like doing
D&D
things,
section.
skip anything.
Yeah.
This week I'm gonna make this episode out to laundry detergent.
Really?
Yes, because I'm
Delicious
almost out.
alternative.
Yeah. Yeah. All right.
How about you, Isaac?
Me?
Yeah.
This episode of Too Many Words podcast goes out to black cherries. Yeah. You do an inside joke, I do an inside joke, but honestly, black cherries in and of itself, absolutely beautifully delicious.
This is
Or
some sort of innuendo.
they're magically delicious. Anyways, and they all said, amen on three.
1, 2, 3, amen.
Amen.